Right then, welcome to Ryan's Road podcast number 10. We're in double digits. That's 2 whole hands. This is awesome. If you're new to the podcast, if you are not familiar with Ryan's Road, it's not that great. Go somewhere else. Trust me, you're not missing out. No, this is a podcast on a journey. We're still getting the flow down, figuring out the kinks, all that sort of shit. If I had to summarise it now this week, look, it's a podcast where I talk for anywhere between 20 minutes to 40 minutes about a theme of the week. It can be varied, and I occasionally touch on mental health issues, psychological issues, perspectives. I like different perspectives, angles, ways to think about life in general. That's it in a nutshell. Sounds great, right? Before I touch on my theme for this week's episode, talk about the growth of the channel, the series. For those of you watching on YouTube, if it looks like I'm at a different angle right now, I am. That's because both of the wheels have broken off of my chair. Yeah, well, you can't quite see, but this is an old car seat that I was sitting in that used to be in my car, and I had a friend weld a frame to it but not the wheels, so I used some like metal glue stuff. It's lasted a couple of years, but yeah, one wheel snapped. I'm digressing. Yes, chair's at an angle, wheel snapped. You don't need the whole story. And the more exciting thing is that I want to start getting guests on soon, and I'm just kind of keeping an eye out for people that I already know in my life that I feel have a story, because I want to have people where other people can learn from their struggles, or like the path they've had to go through and how they've come out of it, or even still going through it. You know, just to kind of, again, help people with, I won't call it motivation, but more like, yeah, see, there's other people struggling, it's not just me, you know, that kind of thing. So I already reached out to a guy from a fight club today, and he said he's up for it, so that's cool. But I did say I'm gonna want to do a bit more on my own first, so I'll just get that bit more fluent, bit more nailed, and I need to figure out how to do a double microphone jobby. So I was looking at Amazon and microphones and stuff before we started this week's podcast. So yeah, so that's kind of the movement with it. I'm going to go forward. Right, this week, it's a perspective that I've been wanting to touch on for a while, and I always kind of end up swinging back to just with my own thoughts. And it's the whole, why me? Why is life so hard? Why is it always me? Life's not fair. You know, when people think like that, or like you think like that, and you just feel like, oh, this ain't fair, shit. Because I've dealt with it a lot myself, and I've seen a lot of it as well. So the basic thing of it all really is, without sounding like a complete cunt, what did you expect? So life in general and overall, fact, is a cunt, right? A grade A asshole. So if you think of like nature, going a little bit like touching on last week with the whole early history thing, like the natural world, it's kill or be killed sort of thing, isn't it? If you think of like nature, like animals kill animals and whatnot, like all that kind of shit. And then if you think of like humans in general, like, you know, there's cancer and incurable diseases and, you know, terminal illnesses and birth defects, like, you know, all that kind of shit that just comes along. People can be unfaithful. Your plans don't go right, like, despite what, you know, your best efforts, shit just don't work out. Like, all this shit, it happens. It's just completely out of your control. It's almost like having a new store being built in your town, or city, and you going on opening day and going, oh, it's a fucking queue, man. Why is there always a fucking queue when I go? You'd be like, see, you're listening to you saying that and going, well, obviously, because the store's just fucking opened. Of course there's going to be a queue. So that's the equivalent of when people go, why always me? It's not fair. Why is life so hard? Because it is. That's just the way it is. You got to literally visualise it as like a road. Like, and you can picture one road just being like a motorway or a highway. It's nice, flat, it just keeps fucking going, and you could just smoothly get from A to B. That's not life. That road does not exist. Okay? You're at A, but to get to B, you've got to go down a side road where it's like bumpy as shit, potholes. Then it gets too narrow for your car, so you get out. Let's be optimistic and say you've got a bike. Then you can bike through half of it. Then the bike's going to get punctured. Then you're going to have to like walk the rest of the way. But then there's a big fucking mountain and a cliff, and you're there going through that going, oh, why can't I go down that other road? It's like, that other road ain't there. It don't exist. There's no such thing. Life will always be out to get you. Like, you can be as healthy as you want and as optimistic as you want and doing the best you can. Like, how many times have you heard about, I don't know, like someone that's a fucking millionaire or like doing really well, and then I've heard it a few times. You had stories about, oh, blah de blah, and he'd done this and he'd done really well for himself and he got this big house and this and whatnot, and then turned out he had this illness and he died 6 months later. Like, shit just fucking comes along, doesn't it? You hear of bad stuff with celebrities. I can't think of a celebrity example right this minute. This stuff is just, it is life. It's just always going to be there. All this fucking horrible crap. You can try and minimise it as much as you can. Just with health wise, you know, if you're having health issues but then you look and you don't look after your health, well, you know, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot there, aren't you? Like, you ain't got a lot to moan about. Like, I got told I was pre-diabetic 2 years ago, and I finally got told, is it the last week or the week before, that I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. My sugar levels have gone down. That's because I cut out a lot of sugar. Like, if I'd have got told that and then carried on how I was going, and then being told then I was diabetic, and then moaning about it, I'd be like, well, it was within my capabilities of staying away from that. So there is a lot of things where half the time, because people will do that as well, like, they'd end up carry on eating the fucking sugar, and then when they get told they're diabetic, like, oh, fuck's sake, man, why me? You're like, you're taking the piss, mate, you did that to yourself. Fuck, man, people do this in like relationships, don't they? When it's like, they just don't realise, it's almost like that ignorance is bliss thing. I can't remember if I spoke about that, but I want to do a podcast on that, just that phrase, ignorance is bliss. It's an interesting one. But yeah, I think the typical one is when you get like someone that's really soft. They're a soft touch, like they're too easygoing, too laid back, and then partner ends up cheating on them or something. And I don't know, maybe it's happened a couple of times. It's a very generic picture, isn't it? And they're like, oh, why me? Why has this always happened to me? It's like, well, actually, maybe you need to have an inner look at yourself in that situation, because maybe there's just a pattern there. It ain't just random fucking life getting in the way. Maybe it's you being a shitty partner because you're too fucking soft. Oh God, I could go into separate fucking podcasts here, because then that comes into the moderation thing, doesn't it? Like, generally, and like I think I've touched on this before, where you get that whole, we don't like things too easy because it's easy, it's boring, but then if it's too difficult and you can't achieve it, it's fucking shit. So the same goes for relationships when you're picking a partner or trying to maintain a relationship sort of thing. If it's too fucking easy, it's boring. Yeah, fucking shit this is. But if it's too hard and you're always fighting and arguing, it's like, oh, this is too much, we're never going to win, I don't want this. So that generic example of like the soft guy, it's too easy. Like, where's the challenge? Where's the fun? Like, nah, not interested. This got boring quick. Oh, fuck it, someone more interesting come along. Boom, get me some. Why is it always me? That's probably fucking why, douche. Look at yourself. People do it with the weight and the health as well. Oh, and they're getting health issues because maybe they're overweight or underweight. And then like the diabetes is one with the sugar. I'm not a doctor, I don't know all different medical conditions, but people have problems with like joints and things like that. But it's down to their weight, and it's like, well, I don't want to sound like a complete twat, mate, but you need to lose the fucking weight. Like, that's going to help. Like, you can't blame anyone else for that. You can't blame the world for that. You can't blame life for that. That's on you. But people love is it called blame culture, I think? People love that, don't they? They just skip to the next thing. It's like, oh, well, with food, it'd be like, oh, it's all these fucking adverts, isn't it? Like, showing you the best food. Oh, well, fucking this supermarket had a bloody offer on these, so I had to buy them. No, you fucking didn't. Don't be a twat and try blaming. Look, blame the world when it's the world's fault. You've had a fucking car crash. I've been through that myself. I might do a separate podcast on that one day. But slightly touching on it. Sunday morning, dry Sunday morning, fucking driving in a straight line, and me and my family got right off the road, down a ditch, car rolled, like lucky to be alive type shit. It's like, I've often said with that would have been easier to deal with if the wife pulled out, because the wife was driving. If she pulled out on an island too soon and we got side smacked, because I could blame my wife and then I could forgive her. I could be like, you pulled out too soon and caused that crash, but I forgive you for it because I know you didn't mean to, and I know in future you'll be more diligent when making a turn or, pulling out. But when it's like literally just driving in a fucking straight line and we got wrote off, it's like, really? And that's life. What the fucking odds of that? That's the gamble every day we wake up and get out of our bed and we roll that dice. Like, that's life can just throw shit like that at you. I swear there was a couple in the news recently because some car mounted the fucking pavement and like just drove into the pushchair, like a newborn. So life's a cunt, man. It's terrible. That's obviously driver error, human, but other people are a part of life, aren't they? So like when you hear tragic things about someone losing their life due to someone else, that's a fucking life thing, isn't it? What the fuck are you gonna do about it? There's so many times where we get overwhelmed with our life and everything about it, and we get those two things a bit mixed up. Like I say, you get where it's just genuinely life being a cunt to you, and you get that why me feeling, like why is life so hard? In those moments you really need to get a fucking grip and be like, what was I expecting? This, I can't control it. I can't control that my car broke down today. Like, anything that happens, right, standard system, if it fucks up, step back. Why? Is the car broke? Because obviously I just touched on that. If it's that you've never took it in the garage to have it fucking serviced or checked over, or you had it MOT'd and you had a bunch of advisories and you wouldn't fuck that, and then your car broke, then you maybe got to look at that and go, well, it's my own fault. I didn't get the fucking work done, did I? That kind of shit. Same with the weight, yeah? Like, if you've not been looking after your health and you're overweight or anything health related, if you've not been actively looking after it, then you can pretty much put the blame on you and you need to sort it out. Again, relationship, if you've not been actively working on your relationship and it falls apart, well, you weren't really working on it, were you? So what do you expect? But if you look at it and you did everything you could, you worked on what you were eating, you looked after yourself as best you could, you tried to be the best partner to whoever you're in a relationship with as best you could, and it still fell apart. Your car broke down despite you having a relatively good knowledge on cars and taking it regular servicing and everything by the book, and the shit still happens. That's life. Don't get down about it. You need to take a step back and go, there's fuck all I could have done about that. There's absolutely jack shit I could have done to stop that or actively prevent it from happening. It just has. Yes, it's shit, but there's absolutely fuck all I can do. And this is life. You got to remember that. You're stepping out your front door. It's a planetary fucking war. There's mines and bullets and shit flying everywhere, and you get shot in the leg, and you go, oh, why me? So, well, you stepped out the door when you knew all that fucking shit was out there. That's what our life is every time we step outside. Just try and remember that. And this is the type of shit where you can't listen to me say it today, this morning, this evening, tonight, whenever you're listening to this. It ain't like a fix. You can't hear me saying, you go, yeah, you're right, and that's it, your life's fixed. You need to actively work on all this shit for your head. You need to be able to constantly remind yourself, as soon as something shitty happens, you need to tell yourself, this is fucking crap, but that is life. It's just how it is. I couldn't have done anything. Fuck it. I'll just do what I can, which is get a new car, or have to walk to work for a while because I can't afford to get the car fixed. You know what I mean? Yeah, it would be crap. Yeah, it's shit. But you can't fucking do anything about it. You can't. But then, when it's the flip side of that, and it is the shit you control, but you blame life, you're an ignorant dick. Like, I don't want to be bad about it, because I know that usually when people do that, it's because they're struggling and they're in a hard place. But hard truths can help. You really need to look at it. If you know damn well you've done everything you fucking could, mate, blame life. But then when you do, accept it. Do what you can. Don't fucking sit there going, why is me? Because you're dealing with some struggles when you know it's your fucking fault. I hate my job. It's fucking shit. I want to kill myself. It's shit. I don't want to go in there every day. You're actively doing anything to get out of that job? Have you tried, what am I trying to say? Not attacking. Oh, I can't think of the word. Dick. Oh, can't talk. What's happened? Oh my god. Job. Things at work that are a problem, dealing with those individual things. If you're looking at your job and going, fucking hate it, it's horrible, and why have I got a shitty job? Do something about it, man. Don't blame life. Because articulate people are the fucking, if you're intelligent and articulate, they're the worst. Like, I do it to myself, but luckily now I know when I do it, because you can work on shit. You can word it in a way that it's like, you don't get this sort of thing. I'm trying to think of an example and I can't now. These few minutes are terrible. Don't run away. Keep watching. Keep listening. Stay with me. Because you're following my point in general, ain't you? Come on, like, I word this stuff relatively simply. I like to think that if you're there and you're hating something, fucking change it. If it's a case of your partner, male, female, and it's like every day they're coming in from work, or every time you see them you're like, oh, you're not looking forward to seeing them or anything, it's like, why? Is it you or is it them? Could it be a bit of both? Assess that first. Like, if you feel uncomfortable or angry or upset or anything like that when they're around, maybe be like, right, why? Is it me? Could I possibly be more irate and a little less patient than normal because of something I've got going on? I'm drifting into the next podcast here with that, because I want to do that about how people get affected by circumstances. It was almost what I'd call like circumstantial personality. We'll get into that separate podcast, I think. So yeah, that thing of, you assess it, and then if it's a bit of you, try and fix that. And then if you're in a good place, then you could talk to the partner and be like, look, you're doing this and that. It's like, if you could just maybe, like, I know you finish work at this time, but you're coming back like an hour later. Like, what are you up to? Or, you know what I mean? Shit like that. Or like, oh, you're coming in and you always put your boots there when I'd rather you just put them there. I know it sounds daft, but it niggles me and it builds up. Instead of being like, why do you always put your fucking boots there? Ugh. Yeah, that's a whole other podcast about that sort of shit. And I want to get into that. That'll be a different one. So yeah, don't blame the fucking world when you know it's you. And when it is the world, just don't let it fucking weigh on you. Don't let that weight sit on your shoulders when you fucking know there's jack shit you could have done preemptively or maintaining wise. if it's just shit coming along, and yeah, sometimes it comes in fucking floods. When it rains, it pours. You know that old saying. Sometimes you'll have. I think I mentioned it in my other podcast. I had about 4 or 5 weeks of work where I didn't work one full week because I was sick one week, and then I hurt my hand the next week, and then I hurt my back the week after, and then my fucking van broke. My fucking utility bills bounced twice, last month and this month. Well, they're fucking chasing me. But, fuck am I meant to do about it? I'm just working when I can. I can't fucking do anything else about it. I'm going to work every day, I'm doing quotes, and I'm going to do my jobs, and then my customers pay me. Look, I can do what I can do, and that's it. And that's what you need to tell yourself when shit piles on, when work's going crappy, and maybe you've got a health issue going on as well, whether it's yours or a partner's or a child's or a family member, anything like that, and you got car trouble the same fucking time, and your house sale isn't going through because, you know what I mean, just life, man. Fucking life. Life happens. Life gets in the way. You heard that one? Oh, you know, life's getting in the way. Because it does sometimes. It likes to pop up its head and be like, oh, by the way, I can be a bit of a cunt at times. Did you forget? Well, I'm going to fucking remind you. Yeah. That's what it does. I really want people, viewers, listeners that are listening to me to take this away from this series a lot, because I see a lot of it. I see a lot of people getting weighed down and shit gets heavy on them, and I feel it, man. I empathise every time I see it, and I just want to fucking find them and hug them. Just be like, look, mate, dude, dudette, man, woman, child, it's okay. Like, have your fucking moment. Like, we're all entitled to have your moment. Yeah, of that overwhelming feeling. But then, breath. Get that voice in your head that says, it's okay. Life's a cunt to all of us. It's not just you. Don't let it fuck you up. I want that voice in your head. So those moments when, oh God, it's like, why the fucking balls is everything going wrong my way? Why is it always me? Why is it always got to be on me? Just try and have your moment. Like I say, we're all entitled to your moment. We're not fucking machines. But I'm trying to help people realise that you really can. I think I mentioned, how many times have I said in this podcast that I think I mentioned in the other podcast? I won't do it again. But I've mentioned before, see, I found a way around it. Mind control, because it sounds like a daft thing, but you can control your thoughts. It is fucking possible. And I don't mean control them in like a boom, I'm telling you to do that, but more in like a massaging way. More in like when you are feeling that boom, life's a terrible cunt, stop picking on me. In that moment, just have these little voices, just try and start them off like a little spark, like just lit a match. And that first little match is like, dude, it's cool, it's not just you. And then another match, it's like, everyone's going through this, man, it's okay. Boom, another match. That's life. These things happen. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Another match. This happens to people all the time. It's not just you, and it's probably going to keep happening because that's just fucking life. Another match. All of that considered, don't let it weigh you. It's okay. We can get through it. We can deal with it. We can beat it. Let's take another step. Another match. Keep moving. It's okay. We've got all these matches around us now, all these little voices, all these little things, and that's all they're saying. It's cool, man. I know it's hard. I know it's fucking difficult. I know it feels like someone's out to get you. And that's because it is. It's fucking life. Life is out to get you. All the fucking time. Every bastard day. Every bastard month. Every fucking year. It's trying to get you. All the time. So when it does, don't be surprised. Don't be in shock. Like I say, if you have to have your moment, have your moment. But don't let that moment be a moment. Don't let it be the rest of the day or the rest of the week or that month or that fucking year. Don't let it consume you because it feels too difficult. Like I said already, like as humans we don't like it when it's too difficult because it's too hard, and we don't like it when it's too easy because there's no fun to it. Sometimes life can be that fucking too hard thing, but we ain't got a choice because we're alive. And we're alive in this world, and this is the life we live in, and it's literally where we fucking are. I know we didn't choose to be here, but we are. So we want to try and make the best of it, don't we? We want to try and get to the end going, hey, I didn't have a bad run at that. Oh, regrets is another cunt. Fucking hell, I've got loads of different podcast ideas today from this podcast. I think we're nearly at my half hour. I'm trying to keep them within half hour, mainly just so I ain't got to fuck around with the camera that turns off at me at 30 minutes. Oh, I'm probably going to go over 30 minutes, aren't I? So yes, guys, please, I hope you can take something away from this podcast. I hope that you can just take that, just have, like I say, just them little matches. Just you haven't got to be like, it's okay, you twat, you ain't got to shout at yourself, you ain't got to scream at yourself. Just give yourself them little nudges, that little pick me up when you're overwhelmed. Just try and get one match lit at a time. One match, one little diddy flame in all that dark, all them dark clouds in your head. That's like, fuck this, man. Why do I even try all that bollocks? Little match. Hey, dude, hey, over here, it's cool. Let's try and keep with that. Fuck, man. If you're feeling like that, message me. Fucking email me. Ryan's Road podcast. Fucking comment on the YouTube video. Comment or message me on Instagram. Ryan's Dark Road. Comment or message me on Facebook. Ryan's Road 22. I'll happily talk to any fucker that feels like this. Message me. And list all your shit, man. Let it all out. Tell me every fucking detail of the shit that's bothering you and you're having to deal with, and be like, oh, but I've got this, and my mum's ill, and this, but I can't have fucking kids. Me and the missus have had IVF 10 times, and da-da-da. Any fucking list you send, it's going to be what I've already covered during this podcast, man. It's going to be, yeah, because life's out to get you. It's just, it is what it fucking is. There might be a bit in there where I can help you realise that maybe you can work on that yourself, but the majority of it, you got to accept that that's life and be strong. But yeah, I really hope, and I've said it several fucking times and I keep banging on, but I mean it. I fucking mean it. That's why I'm fucking podcasting. You know, if I didn't give a shit about other people, I wouldn't fucking do a podcast, would I? Hey, has that sunk into your brains yet? Surely 10 podcasts in feels like 20, feels like 100. I like helping people. That's why I'm fucking doing it, man. And I like to talk. Like, helps me too. But this shit, man, you need to keep on top of it. You need to remind yourself in the moment every now and then. Remind yourself when you see it happen to someone else, because that'll train you ready for when it happens to you. So you see something really shit, but that sucks, man. But it's life. Not in a morbidy way. Not in a, well, that's really sad. What the fuck do you expect? More of a like, that, just an acceptance thing. Like, that is life. Like, that happens and it's fucking horrible. Accept that it's horrible, but accept that it's just how it fucking is. As always, with my podcasts, you know what's coming. You know what I'm going to fucking say. I've got a fitness channel called Ryan's Road Fitness on YouTube. Because, like, I ain't going to ask you. I'm not banging on about you going to the channel as much at the minute. It's mainly vlogs. There's some tutorials on there. The bigger thing is that I want people to realise how much physical exercise helps. Ridiculously. This week I'm feeling way better. Last week was hard because I didn't do any fucking cardio like a twat. If you do watch my vlogs, you see, because I touch on it in there. Superman shit, man. So if you're working out, I do my calisthenics bodyweight strength training, which you can do from home. You don't need a gym at all. If anyone thinks they need a gym, you don't, okay? You just don't. You can do shit from home very simply, okay? With the strength training side of exercise, you get purely goal achievement. My classic. If you could do 1 pull-up and you work on them, by the end of the week you can do 2, you'll feel fucking good. You will feel fucking great that you've achieved something, that you've actively put effort towards something, and you've been rewarded with improvement. That makes your brain go, whoopee! And when you're in that happy state, because you are happy for that moment, you're not stressed or depressed or feeling down, and then that just helps you deal with things in the day that would normally upset you or get you down. So if you do regular exercise over time, and you can do more push-ups, pull-ups, dips, squats, leg raises, anything like that, and you're improving and you see improvement in yourself, you're going to feel good. With cardio, you get that too, because if you try going for a run for fucking 20 minutes and you find you've got to stop twice, 3 times, 10 times, whatever, and then over a week of running, cardio is the quickest thing that you improve on, by the way. That's like pretty sure it's like a scientific fact type thing. Like, strength improvement is more over time, and you can get things like diet and, you know, sleep and supplements, shit that will help. But mainly with cardio, if you went for a little run and you did it every evening, by the end of the week you're going to be at least twice as good as you were at the fucking start. It's nuts. So you get that goal improvement. So you're like, wow, I've done that run and I didn't have to stop once. And again, you're going to feel fucking great about that. You're going to love it. You're like, fuck yeah, I put the effort in there and I got rewarded with improvement. I improved because I worked at it. That feels good. But at the same time, with cardio, it's like a cleansing fucking brush, man. You do cardio and it's like you've just jumped in a bath, submerged yourself, and then came out mentally cleaner. Like, I was even thinking about this recently with my kids, because I'm like, I could do a whole separate podcast series about parenting. Not in a dick way, it's just I think about it a lot with being a parent and it being me. And it was like, I really want my kids to like eat, like with the amount of chocolate and shit we've got in this house, nuts. And I'm like, I want to teach them to eat clean, and I want to teach them to exercise and do cardio regularly, because I was thinking about moments like our car crash and things like that where if you're not ready to react, like move out the way if something happens. Now if you're sluggish because you eat shit and you're not healthy and whatnot, you're more prone to life fucking you up, man. Like, just in a way that you're just gonna notice shit happening and stuff like that. Whereas I want to teach my kids to be like fucking, I don't want them to be fitness freaks, but I want them to be healthy and on it, so that when anything comes along like that, they're going to react as quick as they can. Just all that kind of crap. Like, I thought about my kids like driving or anything when they're older. It's like I want them to be alert and on it and focused in a way that if a hazard comes along, they can be like, bam, ninja. Have you used to play Tenchu on the PlayStation? Yes, mate, Tenchu. Love that game. Ninja. If you're not familiar, you've got to YouTube it just when he comes across an enemy. Ninja. So yeah, man, because I'm digressing again. Cardio, very fucking helpful, and you don't have to go for a run for 20 minutes. You can stand in your kitchen, in your lounge, in your garden, and you can jog on the spot, jump up and down, do some jumping jacks, flower your fucking arms, just move your bastard body. Cardio isn't rocket science. Get a Fitbit so you can see your heart rate, and when you see your heart, when it says your heart rate's in cardio, that's it. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Shag for a fucking hour. Like, I don't care, man. Just get your heart rate up. Do whatever the fuck you need to get your heart rate up, and just try and hold it in cardio for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes cardio a day, change your life. I swear. You heard it here first. I need to patent it. 10-minute cardio, change your life. Patent pending. Some shit like that. Right. Yes, if you do want to look at the YouTube, it's Ryan's Road Fitness on YouTube. at the minute, it's mainly my vlogs of my weekly workouts. I'm going to be putting in vlogs from my jiu-jitsu and submission grappling classes as well. There's some tutorial videos on there from when I first started the channel a couple of years back, but at the minute I'm waiting to get to a better stage with my fitness and health and stuff before I start doing tutorials again. And mainly because I'm on Project Get Ripped, Brad Pitt Fight Club, I want to get to that level of aesthetics where, I look ripped as shit and got some muscle built on me and all that kind of crap, so that people will pay attention to me then. And then I want to be like, well, I'm over 30, I've got 3 kids, I'm self-employed, I'm doing a podcast, I'm doing a YouTube, all this shit, and I still managed to get myself fit and healthy and whatnot. Do you want to know how I did it? Go watch my vlogs. That's what they're going to be there for, future-wise. If you want to get on them now and follow the journey, like, that would be great. I'd love to inspire and motivate more people that way as well. If you want to watch something more visual and not only listening to the podcast, if that helps you, like, that's what it's there for. But ideally I'm thinking more down the road, future wise, so I'm like documenting how I'm going to get there so people can learn and see from it, like, it's possible to do it. Right, we're going to leave it there. I think I've chewed your ears long enough. I want to thank Rob Allison for commenting on the YouTube video. I love comments, it's just nice to know. I'm like, because he's one of my brother's mates, and my brother's like 9 years older. But it was just nice. Said he enjoyed it. Thank you. And he told me to not stop swearing. Appreciate that, dude. Thank you very much. So if you're watching the podcast, drop me a comment or a message. Let me know what you're thinking. Heck, if you don't like it, fucking tell me. I'm cool. That's life. People are going to be cunts. I don't mind. If you want to be a cunt, come be a cunt to me. It's cool, man. Even if you just want to tell me that I've got a big nose. It's cool, man. It's all gravy. Right, we're going to leave it there. I'm going to get in the house and eat my dinner. Don't be afraid of the day, people. Deal with the day. You can do it. I know you can. Don't let the shit overwhelm you. Don't be afraid of the crap. Let's just get through each fucking day. We'll try and make each day a little bit better. Start your day with a win. If you follow me on Instagram, Ryan's.road, I always put it in my stories. Start the day with a win. Just do something little and positive. Get up that little bit earlier. I don't know, fucking read a bit of a book. I don't know, eat a piece of fruit. Anything in your own particular life and circumstance that you know you could do that's little, but it'd make you appreciate yourself. Feel like, oh yeah, fucking done that. Oh, I got up 5 minutes earlier. I got up and had a shower before getting up. I've always wanted to do that. I don't know, whatever it is for you. Just try and start your day with a win. Yeah, start your day with a win. Don't be afraid of the day. Deal with the day. Ryan's Road podcast on YouTube. Ryan's Road Fitness on YouTube. Ryan's.road on Instagram. Ryan's Road 22 on Facebook. Love you all. And thank you for listening so far. I'm waffling. Guys, I'll see you next week. I'll speak to you next week. If you knew how much Lego was in this room, you'd be amazed. But you can't see any of it. It's not built, it's in boxes. I've got kids, I ain't got time to build Lego. It's my retirement project. Right then, clear my throat. I'll drink more water, but it makes me burp. Already learnt that lesson. Right then.